Ladies and gentlemen,
what you're going to hear about today is nothing short of
been given the scientific knowledge, the technical ability, and the materials to pursue the exploration of the universe.
Broadcasting around the world.
3, 2, 1.
This is MindFaction Podcast.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We are on number 2, podcast number 2 for you guys. We really appreciate everybody joining in on the first one. Got some pretty cool feedback. We are now on Spotify, and I'm pretty sure Google Podcast, I have us on there this week. So check us out there. I also made us a YouTube page. I made an Instagram page for MindFaction.
Oh, sweet. I didn't even know that.
We on the gram, bro.
We on the gram. So yeah. So what y'all doing tonight? Y'all just chilling?
Yeah, just
long
chilling.
day. We started a little later than last time, but hey, it's all good.
It's all about the conversation.
That's what it's about. So I guess tonight we're gonna jump into what's going on.
So we're going to check out what's going on in the news today. So
Yes, sir.
let you take the
guys.
helm.
I mean, I know we're all tired of hearing this word. We're all tired of it. Everybody's sick of hearing this. I'm sick of hearing it. I know you guys are. And I hate to bring it up, but I'm gonna say it. COVID-19.
Coronavirus.
The corona.
The nightmare. Ruined everything.
Have you noticed how like people got sick of saying coronavirus and now everybody
is.
just says COVID?
It's like the nickname. Yeah, COVID.
COVID.
But what I was thinking of, there's a lot of debate. I'm a tattoo shop owner, and I require people to wear a mask in here. A lot of people, I get a lot of people's feedback on that, and they say, do you think masks really work? Personally, unless you're wearing an N95 or like actual respirator, I don't feel it works too well. But here's what I will say. Okay, hold your hand up in front of your face and just blow a little bit. 2 foot from you can feel the wind, right?
Yeah.
If you stick the thinnest material in front of your face, I'm talking about like a pantyhose or something, you blow, you don't feel it. So I will say this, I think that it does stop the trajectory of the microbes.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, because your breath's what pushes it
Yeah,
out.
there's
That's
no
what carries
denying.
it.
There's no denying that. I mean,
Yeah, it ain't like COVID-19 has little fairy wings and it's flying everywhere just trying to infect you.
right. You remember when like last year when it first hit, they were saying that it wasn't airborne,
I remember that.
and then they changed it up and they were like, not only is it airborne, but it stays active this many hours on these different surfaces.
3 days or something at first. Then they kept dropping it down.
Well, it was on and it was different numbers on each surface, like on wood or on cardboard or on whatever
like
fabric.
more porous materials or something. Yeah, I don't think they even know what's really going on.
And then you got Dr. Fauci, and he was giving mixed signals like, hey,
Big
do
time.
this, don't do that, and then he would switch it up on you.
Yeah.
You know,
He's supposed to be an expert.
I'll tell you what blows my mind too, to get on the political side of it, was seeing Donald Trump's response to it. And I fully backed what he was doing, in the beginning. And
When
then,
it first came out, yeah.
and then the Democrats were like, no, the airport thing, stopping international flights, let's not be doing all that. Then about a month later, they totally switch it up, and then they claim he didn't do it quick enough.
Yeah, it was like it was his fault. And he was trying to enforce it very rapidly, I felt. And I thought, not being a scientist, I mean, we're all pretty intelligent guys here, and it don't take a damn rocket scientist to figure shit out.
Right.
You need to seclude your country to keep other outside contaminants coming in.
Yeah.
So that was a perfect move, I felt.
And then you got right now, with the border to our south,
Yep.
you got people just,
It's a mess.
yeah,
It's a mess.
the influx of all these,
And the crazy thing about the border deal is a lot of people think the border is just talking about Mexican people and South American people. I watched a show one time where the Border Patrol caught like so many different country, what do they call that? The races coming in that way.
Ethnicities.
Ethnicities. Whatever you call
Ethnicities.
it. Ethnicities. Okay, I'll get a loading sign here. Hold on. Let me get it right. I messed up. Wrong one. I ain't messed it up. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So they said they caught people from like the Middle East coming in through that way. I mean, honestly, think about that. If you don't have a passport, it would be easy to get to Mexico.
What do you mean, like
Come to the
ethnicities or nationalities?
Nationalities,
Right.
different races.
Yeah.
Different races.
Okay, I got you.
But I mean, it's been a long day, guys. Sorry. But yeah, they said that they caught, I forgot how many different, countries that was kind of smuggling people through that way. So who's really coming in through the border? It ain't just talking about people from Mexico. Or South America.
It's no mystery. I mean,
Right.
And then, you have our vice president going down there and she's saying, hey, going down here, there's a border crisis, and she went to like El Paso, I think. Yeah. And that's probably one of the the areas where there isn't an actual crisis going on. I'm like,
I mean, what are you doing?
So why are you even,
Yeah, why are you even trying to make your presence there?
Right.
That's the thing. You're making yourself look good when you're really making yourself look bad to people that's intelligent enough to pick up on the crap.
Not even from the border though, but we just evacuated all these Afghans from Kabul. Like everybody that we brought over, the Afghan nationals.
did you hear about that? There's Afghans in Bowling Green.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard something about people was bringing up how they have like underage wives, and that's like kind of their beliefs and stuff, I guess. But they're like almost like pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? Not throwing anybody under the table, but in American standards, when you're married to somebody that's like 12, 13, you're like 45. That don't fly here too well. So I heard that's causing a lot of issues with like Christian people, and causing belief problems there. And what's right and what's wrong, but. Hell, we got people in America that's starving, kids that's starving. You got veterans that's being treated like trash. They have nothing, and we just want to help everybody else before we help ourselves. Yeah. Which is cool. It's cool. It's fine to help people. I believe in that, but at the same time, take care of us.
You've heard that saying like, don't build a longer wall, build a longer table.
I ain't heard that.
That's new to me.
That's
and
a new
I was,
one.
I was like, I see that, and trying to live by Christian beliefs as I do.
Right.
It's one of those. It's a really hard conversation to have, because it's like you want to take care of your own.
You do,
but we're all supposed to be on the same page. We're supposed to love everyone the same.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to do. I mean, if we're all being real,
if we're being real, taking all the veil off everything, everybody's out kind of for their own race and their own self in a way, or your own people. You want to take care of your people first, and that's just naturally brought into you for this, existence.
And you know how much flack we catch on a national level right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah.
It's crazy, but it's factual.
It's factual.
It's a psychological fact.
It is.
And and in particular, I'm focusing more on like from a nationality level. Like I'm what you would consider like an ultra nationalist. Like I'm pro-American all the way.
Me. Yeah, I'm pro-American.
And so like when you got even if it was Canadians and they were coming across the northern border like Mexicans are across the southern border, I'd feel exactly the same. It's not just because it's one,
Yeah, we need to regulate who's coming in this country.
You do.
We're letting murderers, rapists, and robbers. You know what I'm saying?
The only way you can keep order and stay away from chaos is to, you know what I'm saying? You have to pass certain qualifications. I'm not trying to say that every single person born here in the States is a solid Christian, good person.
Right.
They're not, but. You were blessed to be here. I hope that you can uphold the same values as those that started this country and is carrying this country forward. Man. And hopefully that will get into your blood too.
Yeah. But the thing is, there's a lot of people that come to this country to give two craps about anything this country stands for or was built upon. They're just here to capitalize, which is great. I think everybody in America should do great, but at the same time, respect what it was built on.
Yeah.
If we go to your country, they don't change. Like, okay, we go to Russia, say. They're not going to change nothing for us. That's Russia. But in America, we try to bend and mold everything to please everybody. And in that same sense, we start losing what America was really built on. Yeah, it's built on freedom and all that stuff, but our foundation gets lost that way. They're trying to take God out of everything. They're trying to take I think, what is it, the Pledge of Allegiance? They don't really want people saying that no more in schools. What's going on with that?
I just heard the other day somebody said, we're not living in the same nation that we were born into, which is obviously true. I guess it's true for any generation, but
that's the last 20, 30 years.
But the thing that caught my attention the most was that the person said, now we have two national anthems. I'm like, since when?
When
do we? I didn't even look it up, but I was like, two national.
Really? Two national anthems.
I was like, as long as I'm alive, we got one.
One. But a lot of people say that the other one was written in a racist time frame in America, is what they say. And that's why a lot of people don't like it. I've not really dissected the anthem to see if there's any kind of racism in it. I don't know.
I've seen a lot of things I've seen, like the Pledge of Allegiance, I've seen it like get shared around Facebook right now.
Yeah.
At the very end, they've got like one nation, indivisible. They live out under God. I'm like, man, that's you can't be doing that.
Well, this blows my mind. We'll talk about that, God. We've touched on it before. Okay, every religion in the world, the main goal is to be with the higher power, which is God. Some call him Allah.
To me, that's it's a sign when you stand firm in something.
Yeah,
that shows backbone to me.
Big time.
That shows you got a backbone, because you're like, hey, look, no matter what happens, hell or high water, I'm standing on this right here. This is what I'm about. When you don't have something that you stand for, if you don't stand for something,
You fall for anything.
You fall for anything.
That's right.
And I think being from a small town like we are, that our values are definitely instilled into us.
It is.
I mean, you're from Cincy though, Garrett.
Yeah, I was born there and moved here in 6th grade.
Right.
You know?
I mean, once you get into this smaller community areas, the values are instilled throughout. And
Definitely.
I feel like today, I mean, I don't even remember. I mean, in high school we did the Pledge of Allegiance, but I don't remember doing it my senior year.
No, I think there towards like around the time I graduated, it changed up.
Right.
So around that time frame when you guys was graduating is when they really started flipping things. And I remember there was a big battle around here locally about the 10 Commandments hanging up somewhere out here.
Courthouse.
At the courthouse. I remember that going down. So that was around that same time frame, I think, right?
It was, yeah.
That's just crazy to me, man. Like, look, if you don't, look, I don't care what you believe in, but I'm not going to ridicule you and expect you to change yourself to make my feelings better. No. Why would we have to do that?
No.
Okay, if you want to believe in whatever you believe, that's fine. But don't make us take everything we have down here and had it here since we founded this country. You know what I'm saying?
You have to differentiate, man. Because, I mean, this is a large country. And you have to differentiate between, okay, is what they do, you know, what they believe, you know, if it isn't going to directly affect those around them and they can practice their beliefs and what they feel, leave them be.
Leave them be.
So, like, you know, as long as those commandments have been there, who were they really hurting? Who had complained about them? You know, it's just something that was already there. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I don't get what the big deal was. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not in church a lot or anything like that. But man, look, even if take for instance, if I was atheist, I don't care what you got over here. Like I feel when you start focusing on something like that or really singling something out, it's like you fear something. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason you want that gone. Why is that? Because you're scared of that? Because you don't know about it or what? If I was atheist, I wouldn't care what y'all had on the courthouse. That's just being petty to me. You know, that's what a lot of people these days are petty.
And my outlook on that is everybody wants to be different.
Everybody wants to be different.
If you got so many people that have the same outlook on something, somebody's just going to want to argue about it.
Exactly.
One person.
Everybody wants to talk shit.
Yeah. Somebody wants to stand out and say whatever they want to say and just be like, no, I'm not going to agree with you. Although I do, my values were instilled with me.
Right.
But I'm just going to talk shit about it just to start something.
Exactly. And you know, that is what America's built on. It's built on the freedom of speech, which is fine. But you man, don't like ridicule us for our beliefs that America was built on.
Well, see that, you know, I mean, I think that we're taking it to like an extreme when you're talking about like, you know, what am I trying to say here? Like, you know, like with freedom of expression, stuff like that. I mean, it's okay when it's like just simple stuff, like a freedom to say like, you know, I prefer this over that. But if it's like something, you know, like political or religious or whatever, it kind of gets, you know, they take it to an extreme.
Man, it's like a gray area. You got to watch how you step on it. Is that your meaning? Like you got to kind of watch how you approach it. It's like you got to walk on eggshells.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
That's crazy to me. You know, I don't know.
Post shit on Facebook without it being fact checked.
Oh man, I know, right?
Like a fact checker.
Or they're like, it don't meet our standards. I posted, check this out. This is off topic a little bit, but I'd done a tattoo on a girl and she was talking about how well she took the tattoo. I said, man, girls are beast. You know what I'm saying? They're great with pain. They friggin' flagged that. Like Facebook said, that's against our standards. Cause I said, girls are beast with pain. You know what I mean? Like they can handle it.
It's against their policies.
It's against their policies. Everybody's so soft hearted these days. That just kills me.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So on the Biden deal, I mean, I don't know about you guys. This might ruffle somebody's feathers, but everybody voted for Biden. I know you can't be still rooting for him too well. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that.
Yeah.
Like, the reason I want to know the reason. We need to have some callers on this sometime, get some debates going. But I want to know the reason why people really voted for Biden. Was it because they thought Trump was racist? They didn't like, I know they didn't like his attitude. He Twittered a lot. I get that. You know, tweeted and shit and was on Twitter all the time. But you know, the guy did a pretty good job, I felt, on a lot of things.
You know, I mean, I just had this conversation today. You know, when you watched him deal with, you know, foreign leaders, you know, I don't know. I guess a lot of people probably shared my viewpoints on it. Like, he did kind of look like a cartoon character.
Who's that?
Trump.
Yeah.
You know, but apart from that, you know, his demeanor, you know, his viewpoints and things like that, and you know, the way that he carried himself. And you know, especially in a room amongst alpha males, like, you know,
he carried himself with pride.
Vladimir Putin, you know, like, you know, that's what you want, you know. But we haven't really had anybody. You know, I'm a big time Ronald Reagan fan. I catch a lot of flack for that sometimes. Yeah, but I feel like he looked the part. He played the part. You know what I'm saying? He was the last one who had best of both worlds.
That's true.
You know, he looked presidential, sounded presidential. He had to, you know,
he had it going on.
He had it going on, and I don't know that we've had anybody since then that's really had all of those things. But you know, Trump was what we needed at that time, and as a matter of fact, in my opinion, we need him now.
I think so.
Joe Biden is a joke.
Joe Biden, yeah. I mean, the guy was in office for how long and did what? You know what I'm saying? Well, he was like 40 years or some shit.
47.
40-something
something
years.
Like that,
bro.
yeah, early 70s.
And, you know, people bring up the racism thing with Trump. You know, I haven't really dug into that, but I've not seen no videos of him being personally racist. You know, Biden, I remember seeing something about him talking about he didn't want to mix races in schools or something, inner city schools, because it'd be like a jungle or something. I forgot how he worded that, but that sounded super racist to me.
Yeah.
But see, people forget about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to play that card like the left, you know, and try to ridicule every single thing that this man does.
No.
But, you know, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just.
I just wish that the Democratic Party had a better candidate to carry the Democratic Party. They had nobody to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it. They had nobody to do it. Yeah. And now the country kind of suffering about it.
See, I mean,
for all that,
we really know what his weakness is right out the gate, which is his inability to, you know, kind of think for himself. You know, the poor guy's reading off cue cards now. He's not, in my opinion, physically or mentally capable. Yep. Physically, you know, when he's like trying to climb a flight of stairs, apparently. But you know,
right. He is old, but you know, but I get what you're saying. It's like he's a puppet for people. He's just a front man. I feel. You know what I'm saying? And I can't say it's 100% true. And I know a lot of people. I do know a lot of people voted for Biden, and I don't hate him for that or ridicule him, but I just don't think he was the best choice out of the two. And I think it all boils down to people's thought of Trump's attitude is what it mainly boiled down to me. I think. I mean,
I've been saying that there were no Biden supporters. There were a lot of Trump haters.
True.
You know, so
that makes sense. But I don't know. On the COVID-19 thing, though, guys, like the mask, that's up to you guys if you want to wear one. Me personally, when I go out in public, I wear one. Like I said, I ain't 100% on them catching the microbes of COVID-19. If you're right up on me in my face talking to me or something, but it, you know, I know we got way off topic there with the subjects, but you know, it has to stop the projection of a cough or sneeze or just talking. Because like I said, you can hold your hand in front of your face and blow a little bit. That would carry the microbes of COVID-19. If you put any thin piece of material in front of me, it stops that. That's what I'm saying, you know. But anyways, enough of COVID-19. We got way off topic, but hey, that's what podcast is about. And what do you guys think about the FDA approving this vaccine all of a sudden?
Well, I mean, the FDA approves a lot of things.
Big time.
You know, everything that you see on TV that's like, hey, you may be entitled to, you know,
that's true,
whatever,
right,
you know, like.
That's true, bro.
What's the wording on those?
What is that?
What
are the side effects and like compensation?
You may be entitled to compensation, exactly. So
if you've taken this, and it's always like 5 years later.
Every one of those items were FDA approved, hence why you are entitled to compensation after having complications.
Right.
Exactly.
So I mean, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that it's, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, it don't solidify the facts.
But I will say this though, not to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
I did see where the FDA said that, you know, where the government or doctors or whoever was pushing these booster shots for those that's already got the vaccine.
Yeah.
They're like, there's no indication to back
that it helps,
that ideology that the boosters are necessary.
Well, that makes sense.
And they're pushing these boosters like crazy. So
what's going on?
So I seen another thing on Facebook, and like you get the shot, you get the first shot and the second shot, which is the vaccination, and you get the booster. But on the card that they give you, there's like 5 slots for shots. So
what's up with that?
You get one booster, and then you're gonna have to continue to get another booster and another booster after that.
And you're getting a booster of a vaccine that's supposed to be for the original COVID-19 variant,
not the variants, other variants,
Delta, or is it Mu? Is that how you pronounce it?
I don't even know.
There's a couple. There's a couple now.
There's a couple now?
3 or 4.
Wow.
I don't know what's going on. COVID-19, I feel like that was a man-made engineered virus. Honestly,
I learned something about the vaccine actually. So, you know, over here, everybody has heard about the Moderna and the Pfizer.
Yep.
You know, they're different. They were different vaccines. They were developed a little bit differently. They used a different
mRNA.
Well, they used 2 different. What am I trying to say? Like antiviral, whatever.
Like carriers,
or like
something?
a dead virus, whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah,
like a live part of the virus or something.
But Russia has their own. It's called Sputnik 5. So it's kind of a play on words. You know, Sputnik 1 was the very first
Spacecraft,
yeah.
That's dope.
Well, actually, it was a satellite, right?
Satellite. It was a
Launched in
satellite.
1959. Yeah. So that was kind of a play on words a little bit. It's kind of like, but it's called Sputnik 5, and it actually is very similar to what the Western labs have created. And then what I think is kind of ironic is like China created one called CoronaVac, and it's not doing so well right now. And I'm like, that's kind of odd.
That's weird.
They were the quickest to reopen, claiming that they didn't have that many
Maybe they're
deaths.
doing that shit so they don't look so bad.
It's possible, but I mean,
they got a new one coming out. Look, guys, I ain't saying get vaccinated or don't get vaccinated. I know people it has, and I've had, they've had perfect health after, you know what I'm saying? But who knows 5-6 years down the road. A mRNA vaccination does get in your cell molecule and changes stuff. Kind of freaks me out. I don't know about it, but they got a new vaccine coming out that I would like to take, but they're stressing or trying to get approval in America from the FDA, but all the studies they've done, it's called Novavax. And Novavax takes basically the old school way of, say, like a flu shot or the Hep B shot or like a Technic shot. It uses the old technology and still fights coronavirus great. So it don't change your cell structure. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot safer, they feel, because it's old technology. They've done 20 plus years of research on that this style it is.
Yep.
But it's called Novavax. And what I was reading was they did like 50,000-60,000 studies in America, and everything's went great. You've had maybe that typical like little symptoms as far as like an allergic reaction on like the site, injection sites and stuff. But like nobody's died from it. But to me, it seems like, and it's a company in like Maryland, I think, or Maine, a small company. But it's like America, like the FDA don't want them to bring that out or something.
really,
And who's to say about the FDA thing, approval? Who's to say, and I ain't saying, this is just a kind of like a conspiracy theory almost, but my own theory. They popped out with the FDA approval awful quick. How do you know that the government didn't put pressure on the FDA to say, hey, look, approve this so people start taking it?
oh yeah,
Because if you don't, we're going to shut your ass down. Who knows?
yeah.
That could be what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know how they place you behind the scenes.
I mean, they took over companies to make masks. I mean, they just took over the company
Right.
to make masks.
If I see some black trucks pull up outside, I'm bailing, bro. Talk about all this
I'm
shit.
coming in guns blazing.
There we go. But I just know, I didn't want to get a whole big subject to COVID-19, but at the same time on the mask deal, that's up to you guys. But personally, I do wear a mask out and around. Okay, so let's move on. Get the hell off that subject because we can go for days on that. All right, guys. So, what y'all think about Jake Paul?
Man, do you like the Paul brothers though? I mean, it's
I remember they went to the suicide forest and got some shit one time about a dead body on camera.
It was the Aokigahara forest in Japan.
Yeah.
Suicide forest.
Yeah, you remember seeing that? YouTube. He got some ridicule.
He got some deep stuff. That was Logan, right? It was his brother,
Logan, yep.
which they were both probably in on that.
I would imagine.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That would be cool trip.
But I mean, people, back then they were just annoying YouTubers.
They blowed up though.
But you know what, man? You got these people saying that they're paying off these guys to take falls, or to, but
how do you feel about that?
I don't know, man. There's some pretty good actors, man. This ain't WWE.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? These guys look like they're going at it pretty legitimate to me.
Yeah, and I can't hate on really the Paul brothers, bro. They blowed up.
Yeah,
they're getting money.
They did.
And they know how to make money because they know they
sales.
followed the Conor McGregor formula.
They did. Talking that shit. I like
worked.
Conor.
It worked.
But
Speaking of Conor.
Oh yeah, speaking of Conor, he boy Conor don't care, does he?
Nah. Going to MGK.
He's about to crack MGK.
Of course, I
Snap
mean,
leg and cane and all, man.
MGK is like 6'6", like 100 pounds, soaking wet.
Hey, I respect MGK as an artist. He does pretty good, but at the same time,
Hey, I will say this though. I do feel like MGK would have went at Conor though.
He don't care.
No,
I've seen videos of him.
I got mad respect for him in that sense. I
too.
do feel like if it was like one-on-one out in the street,
He'd have tried it.
He'd have tried him.
I respect that.
He wouldn't back down from him.
Wonder what Conor's deal was with him.
I don't think anybody got a straight answer to that.
So
I seen
the backdrop right now is that Conor was in Megan Fox's DMs.
Oh,
so that's the backdrop.
See, I was thinking in my head because it's all you think about this, guys. How many wars have been fought over women?
Man,
how many people's been killed over women? You know what I'm saying? So usually when a conflict arises, it's usually over a few things: money and girls. You know what I'm saying? Something to do with that or life.
Or land.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. Look at Troy. It's supposed to fail over a woman. So I don't know. I don't know how true that is, but yeah, I don't know. I just seen where he said something about MGK being a Vanilla Boy rapper or some shit. I was like, dang, Conor don't care. He must have been hype off that. What is his liquor called?
I don't even know. Is it a tequila?
No, it's a
Irish.
12. What is it called?
Oh, I don't even know.
I don't know. Y'all know his liquor though.
I was thinking of the Rock's Terramana tequila.
He's probably had to get.
Shout out to the Rock.
The Rock, son.
You can send us in some Terramana.
Yeah,
man.
bro. We'll check it out on here, man.
We'll put you on. We'll taste test that for you.
Taste test it for you.
Gladly.
You know, even though you're a Biden supporter, I still like you.
That's all right, man.
It's all good, bro.
Even though you drive a Ford.
Hey, I'm a Ford guy. Anyway,
I mean, I got a Ford.
Kilb's outnumbered over here. You know,
2-1.
there we go. But the Jake Paul thing is, you know, hey, he does train, but look, man, you know, I trained jiu-jitsu a little bit. I wasn't nothing great, but at the same time, you're taught to respect other people's martial arts and fighting techniques and whatnot. But at the same time, this guy is walking around like he's the baddest dude alive. Cool to have confidence, but what real boxer have you fought, bro?
Yeah.
Like what is a real deal boxer other than Floyd that you know is just a technical fighter? He don't have the power to knock nobody out.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it was more of a little sparring match with you guys. You know what I'm saying? If I was Floyd, I'd have to drop him because I couldn't let him, you know, you're supposed to be the greatest all time. You let this guy go the whole time with you.
You know, we kind of felt like Floyd kind of danced around, but, you know, he kind of went at him a little bit.
He did some.
He was a little aggressive.
He was.
He was offensive a little bit.
He was. Floyd is a very technical fighter, and I mean, look where it's got him.
And he's getting up there in age. So I don't blame him for being
he fights
defensive.
smart. You know, a lot of people say Floyd fights kind of boring, which sometimes it is, but he's a very smart and defensive fighter.
Yeah.
And I respect him for that.
Yeah.
But, you know, if he jumped in there with somebody like Tyson or something, it's over. Even at Tyson's age.
It's over, man.
I'd love to see something like that.
You know, there's no weight classes in the jungle, man.
That's right. But, you know, I do respect the guy. He is doing his thing. But I think to take yourself as far as like saying you're a real boxer, you need a boxer, real boxer, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyways, we get on some topics tonight, son. We're going to bust it out there. I think I'm going to cue this, man. I'm going to cue this real quick and see what people think about it. Let's see how it sounds. You know what time it is.
It's time for Fun Facts with the Bros.
Oh, okay. So, Fun Facts with the Bros. We're going to drop a few things on you guys, just see what you guys think about this. I mean, just some little simple facts, some stuff that kind of blowed our minds, you know. Okay. Who do you guys think invented the scissors?
Scissors?
Scissors. Cutting scissors.
See, when you hear this is one of those questions that you
Scissors.
hear and you already know it's not going to be who you think it really is.
Hey, it blowed my mind.
I will say this, though. Initially thinking about this question, I would think it would be a relatively newer item.
Yeah, you would. And
Do you
I
think
did
people
too.
would just use knives up until,
Yeah.
you know?
Okay. I'm going to tell you guys. Leonardo da Vinci is who invented the scissors. So when I found that fact, it kind of blew my mind because that dude had it going on, I guess, back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had all the girls.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, Da Vinci? Oh, my gosh. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're going over to Da Vinci's
Oh,
place
yeah.
tonight?
Oh, yeah.
You see Da Vinci in the club, he's getting up in that VIP.
Yeah, you know, people strumming the harp. He's over like two-stepping, you know what I'm saying?
Like, how's the hang glider going, Da Vinci?
Oh, it's going up.
It's going up.
It's going up.
It's going up on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
Like this club.
But yeah, he invented scissors, so I kind of blew my mind. Saw you hairdressers out there and all them people cutting hair and using scissors every day. Thank Da Vinci for that nice cut you got. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Anybody else got any facts you want me to keep rolling?
Let me see here. I think I got something a little bit.
Little fun facts with the bros.
Mm-hmm. So right here, this is just kind of one of those goofy, just one-off things, but I thought it was kind of interesting. There's actually aren't 57 varieties of Heinz ketchup. You've heard of Heinz 57, right?
Right.
Everybody always wondered, man, what's the 57 mean? And then like people just think,
I never knew.
I might have even seen that before, 57 varieties.
So what's that about?
There never were. The company founder, H.J. Heinz, thought his product should have a number, and he liked 57.
Maybe I had a 57 Chevy or something back in the day. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's cool. Or like a year somebody's born or something. Who knows? 57, I didn't know that.
Here's another hint. On the bottle of Heinz 57 ketchup,
Yeah.
if you hit the glass bottle on the 57 and not the bottom, that's how you get the ketchup to flow.
No.
Yeah.
So they designed the bottle to flow that way.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm always remember that. That's a good one.
That's crazy.
I'm always trying to beat it on the table and bust it.
Just
and
hit the bottom
somebody
of
in the
it,
face
pat
with
it
it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it all blows out on the table. Also, check out this cool fact. The middle finger has been used as an insult for at least 2,800 years. Blowed my mind. I mean, I've been flipping people off for 2,800 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, ain't that crazy, man?
Yeah, what the
We
hell?
just continually carried that. The one thing that we could carry on through generations, it was
Right.
Yeah,
Flip people off.
Giving the bird.
I guess the Vikings just rolling by going, fuck you, you know?
Man, that'd be awesome. Imagine going back.
Oh, I better watch it. I better watch it.
Yeah,
they was flipping everybody off.
Which, I mean, that'd be cool, though. Going back in time, that's the one thing we have in common, man.
Hey,
See,
true.
I would know that. If I time
Universal
travel now,
language. Yeah.
the one thing I will know is when I flip you off, I'm probably going to get punched in the mouth.
Hey, you know what's up. I walk in a damn tavern back then. Everybody's in there looking like Leonidas drinking. I'm like, what up? And everybody jumping me. He looked like some Roadhouse back in 2,800 years ago.
I got one more
Stool's
crazy
getting
fact
thrown.
for y'all.
What's up?
I should save this one for next week, but I'm going to drop it on you right
Let's
now.
drop it. I want to hear it.
Did you know
What?
that the Pepsi Cola company at one time had one of the largest navies in the world?
Dude, what? Mm-hmm. They had the largest navy. One of the largest navies in the world.
Yes. Pepsi Cola was sold exclusively in the Soviet Union for a long time, up until Coca-Cola finally struck a deal with them to get their cola shipped into the USSR, right?
Wow, I never knew that.
And so as payment, the Soviet Union gave them a whole fleet of old warships. And Pepsi Cola turned around and scrapped all that metal and steel and all that,
And paid. Got their money.
Banked millions of dollars off of it.
That blows my
But
mind.
at one point,
Cool
they had
fact.
one of the largest navies in the world.
That is crazy. That's wild. Didn't know that.
The
Didn't know
Pepsi
it.
Cola company.
There you go. We're all stars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard something about this.
Recent research found that humans in the galaxy share 97% of the same atoms.
So,
So we're technically made of stardust.
hey, leads back to God said we're made in his image.
That's crazy, man.
Think about that. Mind blown.
Which is stardust, man.
Stardust. That's what we are. We're all stars in this world.
it.
That's right. So when y'all get down on yourself, remember you're a star, bro. You know what I mean? What was it, 97%?
97%.
97%. What's the other 3%?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just water,
Shit.
Probably. Yeah.
I would say water.
at least for most people.
Speaking of water, listen to this fact. Scientists say that each glass of water you drink contains at least one molecule of water that once passed through the digestive system of a dinosaur. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. to think
So when your
about.
ass is chugging that water to gym, just know that T-Rex molecule is coming through and you about to smash that place, bro. You don't even need no pre-workout.
I got these tiny arms.
I got them tiny arms. That just blows my mind, really. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is awesome, man.
So does that really capitalize on the fact? Who was it that said that energy cannot be destroyed or created?
I don't know who actually said
Does
that.
that count for water molecules on Earth too? Think about that.
Oh, yeah.
Has to. Is it recycled? Is
Yeah.
there only a certain amount always on Earth?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy to
Always.
think.
It's just going.
Always.
It's just going to free. It's going to change states.
Right.
It's either going to evaporate into a gas.
Soak to the ground.
It's going to be in liquid form. In our oceans and our fresh
wondered
water.
that,
It's going to be
you know.
ice.
When I found that fact, I wondered that if there was just a limited, like a certain amount of water that's just on Earth, period, or does something produce more water? I know vapor and heat and stuff. How does
No, I
that
mean
really work,
it can't
you know?
leave. That's why
Can't leave.
there can. What's crazy to think about too, and thinking about all this is that there's a finite amount of human beings that can be on this planet because of the resources.
Oh yeah,
That's crazy to think about, man. When you eat food, you get bigger, or lack of food, you get smaller, and you can potentially die if you don't have enough nutrients.
oh yeah.
I mean, eventually
Definitely.
we're going to run out of resources to feed all the people.
You
So
know,
we're going to
hence
downsize.
is that why something like COVID-19 was made? Because like my dad said, before he passed, me and him was talking about COVID-19, and he said, son, there's not been a major war. There's not been a major loss of life since World War II.
Yeah.
Ain't been a major loss of life. He said, there's got to be a way to control the population on Earth if we're not having wars. Hence, maybe conspiracy theories, tinfoil hat, COVID-19.
Hey, the Earth takes care of itself too, and I'll give you an example.
That's
of this.
exactly right.
Remember in the Midwest when we had the Dust Bowl?
Yep.
It's because we farmed that land to an extent where it was just nothing.
It's
The
desolated.
ground was no longer nutrient dense, so there was just nothing but dust storms everywhere.
Blows
It
my
made
mind.
everybody, people. People migrated away, obviously, but if they didn't, they would have died.
They would have
And
died.
that's the Earth taking care of itself, like eradicating us.
The Earth's a living thing. You know what I mean? So me and him also always speculate, me and Dad, that we're like fleas to the Earth. You know what I'm saying? And a dog wants to scratch its fleas and get rid of them. So we're really the parasites to
We're a
Earth.
parasite.
So who's to say that the Earth ain't making certain things to try to eradicate us? Not saying, man, I think COVID-19 was man-made personally. Because I did listen to a study that was done, and this scientist went in and said, we did see where the protein particles on the COVID-19 virus, somebody has modified that.
They manipulated
it. Yep, to be more infectious. They know that for 100% fact. That's what he said on the podcast I listened to. It was talking about that. But pretty wild.
We've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
I mean,
biological
Native
weapons.
Americans, we eradicated them with smallpox on their blankets. I mean, who's to say that we're not doing it now? And
exactly.
we were just talking about this earlier, but Bill Gates.
Yeah.
He definitely said if anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus rather than a war.
Yep. Stephen Hawking said the same.
Not missiles, but microbes.
Yep.
One of the richest men in the world.
Yep.
Who invests a lot of money into research.
Stephen Hawking said the same thing, that he said there would be a massive loss of a life due to a man-made virus.
You know, this is crazy, and I don't know how factual this is because I didn't look into it. But somebody apparently had found an article from, I think it was 2017, where Dr. Fauci had actually said that Donald Trump, who was the president at the time,
right,
would experience a major infectious disease outbreak during his presidency.
I heard that somewhere else too.
And I'm like,
so it may be factual.
And see, here's the
thing. Don't hold us
to
that, guys, but it may be.
And I get that because you had the H1N1, that you had whatever, the Zika virus at one point. You had all these different viral things going on, like in each presidency. Maybe that's what he's alluding to there.
Maybe.
But it just sounds really sketchy. But, you know, he was at the center. You know, they knew that there was a lab in Wuhan. And what they would do is they would take these major viruses, they had them contained, you know, and I'm using quote unquote contained.
Yeah.
And they were manipulating them, as you kind of touch on what you said earlier, to make them super viruses. What they're doing with that research, I don't know.
Why is the question?
COVID-19 leaked out from this lab once someone became infected with it. They took it home. It spread like wildfire.
There it goes.
And here we are.
So COVID-19, you think, leaked from one person into Wuhan lab?
Absolutely.
I mean,
it could have been a couple guys working on it.
Right.
But, you know, I mean, it was definitely somebody there. But we know, our government funded this research. And here's the bad thing, though, about that. Obama actually denied sending, you know, funding over for this research. Trump went forward with it. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, I don't know about that, man. It makes me, it's.
So Trump went forward with what?
He agreed to send the funding to China.
Really?
Yeah. For the American government to help fund this research.
Before COVID hit.
So I'm still reading on this Gate thing, but he said him and his wife in the last 5 years, he told us about this epidemic would come or would happen, right? 2015. For the last 5 years, 2020, from 2015 to 2020, they've donated a massive amount of money for research for something to happen. And then when it hit, he donated $100 million to fight the spread of COVID-19. Mm-hmm. So for the last 5 years, he had this conversation with us.
Right.
Told us it was coming, basically.
It was coming, yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. He's donated all his money for research.
What's going on? Yeah. That's wild, isn't it?
But, you know,
all facts.
He's a businessman. He knows his money's going to come back tenfold.
He knows.
So whatever he donated, there's somewhere that he'll profit, that he invested in.
Yep.
He knew he was going to get it back. It makes him look good in the long run, though, because we can't see behind the curtain. But
he never says where he donated it to. It just says we donated all this money.
Yeah, makes him look good.
Yeah, so, there's a little veil over that. Nobody wants to know.
I donated money for the betterment of
humankind.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
okay, we'll see.
We'll see about all that, homie.
The curtain back, Oz.
Yeah, curtain back, Oz. Okay, check his stuff out, guys. Talking about space and stuff, we're gonna hold this different subject here. You know that scientists have discovered 24 planets to date that they think are even better for life than Earth.
Wow.
24 to date that they think is a better place for life to develop than Earth is. And that's pretty crazy to think that.
That's
pretty wild.
That's a lot to take in.
Here's another thing about the same thing on space. They said there could be 300 million habitable planets in the Milky Way alone. 300 million habitable planets in the Milky Way.
I would love to see where they're getting these facts at, though.
That's me. Because how are you seeing this?
That's an estimate. It's a pretty broad estimation.
Huge.
My question is, we're so infatuated on the moon.
Yeah.
We went to the moon. Why have we not researched these other planets to see if it's
They're
possible?
trying. Like that's Proxima B is a planet that's 4.2 light years from Earth. And they say that it's possible that it could have contained life. But I think it was so many years, like 5 or 6 years ago, it's circling around a red dwarf star. It's a little different than our star.
Can I read this little excerpt right here? It's pretty interesting that touches on this. It says that we've been exploring space for more than 60 years, and we've been lucky enough to get close-up pictures of dozens of celestial objects.
Right.
Most notably, we've sent spacecraft to all the planets in our solar system. Did you know that?
Didn't know that.
Mercury, Venus, obviously here, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, as well as 2 dwarf planets, Pluto and Ceres.
Yeah, they kind of extend planets out of our solar system.
They
now.
did, yeah. But I mean, I didn't know that.
I didn't know
I didn't
that.
know we had spacecraft on every single planet.
Like it's been there to take pictures.
Yeah.
See, there's a lot of things I think they don't really disclose into the public in a way. And there's a reason for that. But like I was saying on Proxima B, they circles around a red dwarf. Not like our planet, you know. But they said a few years back that they detected a huge like solar flare. And if there was life on that planet, it was 2,000 times stronger than any solar flare we could withstand.
Yeah.
And then they think when that solar flare happened, it knocked the atmosphere off that planet. So it decimated all life that could possibly have been on it. But they did think there was life on that planet because it was in the Goldilocks zone around its star, and it had, you know.
You know what would be crazy is if we had a solar flare that was big enough from the sun to knock out our power grid.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that can happen.
Oh, yeah, it has happened before, I think.
California, actually. Didn't they have issues with their power grid?
Something to do with the solar flare, a magnetic field and stuff. You know, if the solar flare gets big enough, it can knock the atmosphere off the planet.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That
You know,
is
it's
nuts.
almost like taking the magnetism out of a magnet, isn't it?
Yeah, how would that work?
You'd zap the magnetism out of a magnet. It's like the same
I wonder if
thing.
you could do that. I wonder if it's possible scientifically to take the magnetism out of a magnet.
Yeah, people have. You can do that.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Demagnetize it. I haven't looked into that. That's pretty crazy. You know, and the thing about Proxima B, I didn't think there was a planet really, I mean, that's not close, but I didn't think there was a planet that close to us that could have harbored life. It's only 4.2 light years away.
Yeah, but man,
I've never
we're talking
heard
about
of it.
light
I mean,
years.
it has light years.
What's the fastest spacecraft we have?
I don't know. It moves like 20,000 miles an hour or something.
What's a light year?
100 something thousand, like feet per second. Shit, I don't know. You guys might have to tune in on that one. I don't have no clue.
I'm going to resurrect him and build a black hole or
resurrect him.
something.
And another thing about space, and we'll just jump away from that topic, is because space just really interests me. The biggest star is YV Canis Majoris, and it is 2,000 times the diameter of our sun now.
2,000 times.
And our sun's huge
the
compared to Earth.
diameter.
It's 2,000.
Oh, it's the largest thing in our universe, right?
Right. And our solar system is definitely the largest thing. So imagine something that's the biggest star they've found in the universe is estimated to be 2,000 times the diameter of our sun. That blows my mind. Crazy.
I can't even read that
I don't
number.
even know.
Losey
What
just
you
pulled
got?
up.
It's got an E in it.
Yeah.
An E.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Let me see.
5.879 times 10 to the 12th miles per hour.
Wow.
No idea how to say that.
Yeah, look, that's over my head. Look,
We need
I need
a-
Stephen Hawkins or some.
I need to phone a friend.
I need a lifeline. Yeah, I don't know.
You know what's crazy is they said that a black hole would have enough velocity to subatomically rip you apart.
That blows my mind.
That there is no spacecraft, there's no form of material we have available to us on this planet that we could build a spacecraft out of that could withstand the force of a black hole. Did you know we're like trying to create small black holes here on Earth?
I was going to say.
And those like velocity chamber
Tubes and
things.
chambers
Yeah.
and like hitting molecules together.
Yeah.
And
That's nuts. What if we just.
that could have catastrophic effects.
Yeah.
Do they? I mean, I know they have to know that.
They said they've already created small black holes so they could study them. I'm like,
What?
what if you made one way too big?
Yeah.
And then you're like, how do we close? I mean, we don't know how to close. It just collapses on itself.
It's like some Stranger Things shit going
What
on.
happens when it doesn't? Yeah, for real.
For real.
Yeah.
Snap into a different dimension. Maybe better than this one. I don't know.
All right. So just to dumb it down real quick to go
Okay.
back to it.
Let's go back to
A light year, basically, according to NASA, is 6 trillion miles.
6 trillion miles per hour.
That's just a distance.
That's the distance.
But how fast are you traveling? You know, how does that work?
Well, I'm saying miles per hour. I'm just trying to put it in a relative like.
So that's 6 trillion miles, say, from, okay, and times that by 4.2.
I can't even.
like
I can't even
30
put 6
something.
trillion in the calculator. Bro.
Yeah, I can't even.
30 something trillion miles away.
Yeah. It's way bigger
But
than
I
our national
think-
debt.
What is the moon's like? Yeah, for real.
The only thing bigger than our national debt
I'm
right
telling
now.
you. them numbers are astronomical themselves. You know.
Speaking of astronomical,
Speaking of astronomical,
we're digging a hole we can't get out of.
for real, man. But anyways, you know, I thought that was some pretty interesting facts as far as like, I like space, man. But the thing is with space, and a lot of people out there know this, we haven't even just like really explored our oceans. We can't reach the depths of the ocean. Who knows what's down there? Who knows? Hell, a megalodon might be cruising around somewhere.
So is James Cameron still the record holder for the deepest journey in the ocean?
I don't know.
You know, he did that, right?
Yeah, I did hear about that.
They got down there and they said that one of the windows started to crack. You talk about tripping, because they said it would take hours,
Dude,
to get down to submerge, because there's a slow release of oxygen and something else,
and it's in your bloodstream.
to keep that balance, you know. And
so if you ascended too fast, it would cause
if you ascend way too fast,
And I'd say the windows is probably 12 inches thick or something.
Yeah,
I'd hate to know how thick the windows was. A crack, dude. Imagine that, being down there so many thousands of feet or how many miles.
Think about how many species of just different ocean animals or whatever you want to call them is down there.
It's like the cool angler fish.
Like if you want to find the megalodon,
he's there.
It is down there.
Makes you wonder.
It's like those mythical catfish at the bottom of Cumberland Falls.
That's what I was about to say, dude.
Eating Volkswagens and shit. The size of school buses.
School buses.
Yeah.
Man,
that's nuts.
Yeah. Hey, my grandpa claimed that was true.
A lot of people say that around here.
Yeah.
He
If
said,
y'all haven't been there, go visit Cumberland Falls.
yeah, we're lucky enough to live really close. It's actually only the second. Was it falls in the world to have a moonbow?
A moonbow.
The other one's in Africa?
Another fun fact about the Big South Fork, it's only one of the only, I think in North America, the only river that flows south to north.
Wow.
It flows backwards.
Is it in McCory County or is it in Corbin?
That's a big guess on that one. It's right on the line, I think.
It's
right
on the line, man. I'm going to claim it for us.
Oh, yeah,
that's
ours.
a win for the good guys.
I've always claimed it for us. But
That's right.
I work over there, so they're like, no, it's in Corbin.
Oh, don't you say
Daniel Boone would have gave us the W, I think.
Yeah, we need something. Come on.
But, you know, in their defense, though, McCrary County at one time, when it wasn't a county, was split between Whitley, Pulaski, and Wayne.
Yeah, they took those three counties.
Technically, it was probably definitely Whitley County to begin with, but I'm taking it for the home team now.
That's right.
I got
that. You know, it's
one
team.
Hey, we'll meet up on the bridge tonight. We'll fight for it.
Let's do it.
Like 300 Spartans.
We're
fighting at Thermopylae.
I'm coming in with my battle axe.
That's right. I'm gonna put my Spartan helmet on over there and go to town.
Yeah.
Lord. All right, I'm gonna bring this in, guys. I know everybody likes a little murder mystery. You know what time that means. Let's see what we got here.
You know what time it is. It's 5 minutes of murder mystery time.
Yeah. Murder mystery time.
T-minus 5 minutes.
T-minus. I know y'all love some good murder mysteries. Okay, let's just dive right into this. We got 5 minutes, it says, but our shit rarely lasts 5 minutes. It goes over. We're gonna try 5 minutes. we need a timer.
I'm about like 4.5, bro.
Right. Okay.
You got one right here, man.
I do. Yeah. Where are we at right now?
Clockwork.
Okay. Clockwork.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna talk about Lizzie Borden. A lot of y'all might have heard of Lizzie Borden. A lot of y'all might not have out there. Lizzie Borden was accused of murdering her father and stepmother with an axe. Mm-hmm. And she was a little petite chick, you know what I'm saying? A little lady, you know what I'm saying? So it blows my mind. There was a lot of key players involved with this. This murder mystery was never solved, obviously. It's a murder mystery. And, you know, she was took to trial and stuff. But the weird thing is, come to find out, I don't know if y'all know about Ancestry.com. You ever heard of Ancestry?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Kilby knows this fact about me, but my niece, my brother's little girl, done the paternal side of our DNA through my brother and stuff, and, you know, swabbed her mouth and she sent it all in. Comes back to tracing in my great grandpa's side, and this picture behind me that Lizzie Borden is my cousin. Pretty wild.
That's insane.
So
honestly.
I asked Skylar, I said, you know, that was a seat.
Oh,
it's getting haunted in here. Murder mystery. Lizzie just busted in the door. Oh no. I'm kidding.
Oh my God, here she comes.
So like her 6th grandpa is my great grandpa is my 10th great grandpa. Wow. That's how that played out.
Dude, that's nuts.
That's nuts. You know, and they accused Lizzie of having some kind of beef with her stepmom. You know, and saying that her dad basically chose her stepmom and stuff over her and her sister. And her uncle was there. John Morris was her uncle. The weird thing about John Morris was he was a butcherer. You know what I'm saying? And they carried a tool kind of like a hatchet.
Right. Yeah.
So you're telling me that to me, I mean, I'm just putting two and two together in my head. A lot of people say this, that, and like the maid and Lizzie had some kind of little thing going on, like she was lesbian or something. Who knows? We don't know. It's 1894.
Right.
Fall Rivers, Massachusetts.
And that's why it's a murder mystery, because we don't have any of the facts. But hey, I have one that's. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Let you continue.
But John Morris and Lizzie's dad, they kind of had a little falling over a business venture they had too. So I feel there was some bad blood there. But you know, when Lizzie would come to the family reunion, she always brought cupcakes, like little axes. I didn't think nothing about it. No, she was a nice chick, you know.
Just rolled in.
But anyways, no shit, guys. That you know, you guys need to look us up out there if you're really interested in murder mysteries. Her house, you can stay all night in her house, and I think me and Kilby for the 4D Paranormal need to take a trip up there one day, make to stay all night in there. But hey, cuz, what's up? You want to tell me what happened?
Love that.
Love it.
What up, fam?
What up, fam? I'm in the house. Don't murder me.
I would like to sleep on the couch where they found her father dead, which it's not the exact couch, but it's in the same
location,
spot, everything.
same style.
Yeah,
man.
Just try to do something to awaken something, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, I got some pretty crazy facts on that if you want to hear those.
Let's hear them.
Okay, so this is what makes it definitely makes it a...
Who the hell's calling us real quick?
Hey, man.
Let's see who's calling me.
Tune in.
They trying to tune in. It's weird. We're talking about murder mysteries.
Tune in.
Yeah. I don't know. It don't say who's calling me on here. My iPad's going ape shit.
Is that the iPad?
Yeah.
Well, great. Anyways.
Okay, so we're going to continue on. So, there was actually no blood spatter on Lizzie when the police arrived.
I did see a fact on
Investigators later agreed that whoever killed the Bordens would have had to have been covered in blood after slaying the entire family.
Come on.
If Lizzie was indeed the killer, she would have had to do the following: kill Abby, change and hide her blood-soaked clothes. No conclusively blood-stained clothes were ever found, by the way.
Wild.
Go downstairs, talk with the maid for 30 minutes, kill her father, change once again, hide her clothes and the murder weapon, which was also never conclusively identified.
Never was.
And then sound the alarm about the attack.
And they said this all happened like whenever they arrived and seen Andrew Borden. I think his name was Andrew, wasn't it? Andrew Borden. He was on the couch and they said he was still dripping of blood, like he was leaking blood out, like it had happened within an hour.
Yeah.
So you're going to do all that in an hour?
So needless to say, the timeline's difficult to accept. What's more, Lizzie would not only have had to change out of her bloody clothes, she would have had to bathe and scrub her skin clean of blood.
Wow.
Given her father's cheapness, the family, as previously mentioned, had no indoor plumbing. Taking a bath would have not been a speedy or simple process.
Makes sense.
So, man, with all these facts added in, you're like,
did she do that?
Did she really do it?
You know, and John Morris, like I said, he was a butcher. He was staying there the same time frame, but supposedly he was out and about. But, you know, they found her stepmom upstairs, and she was way worse than Andrew. I think hers was very, very violent. I think she got like, what was the little song, dude? What was that song? Let's sing it, shit. The little song they had. Lizzie Borden took an axe. What was it? Gave her father 40 whacks. When her mother seen what she had done, she gave her 41, or was it something like that?
Something like that.
It was, yeah, it's a little, they got a little song about
that.
that.
I remembered it, but I couldn't remember the word.
But you know, she was never convicted. They could never figure it all out. And who's to say what happened? They say this house is extremely haunted.
Yeah,
I've watched several shows about it. It's pretty cool. And they've kind of they caught a lot of EVPs. There was one I watched the other day come out on Discovery Plus. If you guys look up, it's called The Curse of Lizzie Borden. They caught an EVP of her saying, "I was a good daughter," screaming it like she was mad or something. Like, I was a good daughter.
Yeah.
They reversed it. You know what it said?
What?
My daughter was raped.
What?
Yes. They reversed that same EVP. It was a woman's voice. It said, my daughter was raped.
Wow.
And so they're thinking Lizzie's mom died when they was younger. And that was Lizzie's mom's spirit saying, hey, my daughter was raped.
So it was like a self-defense kind of thing, or maybe like retaliation.
Right.
That kind of sounds like, wasn't the Bell Witch situation kind of a similar thing where
supposedly, not accusing my uncle of anything, Andrew, but supposedly that's what they said, that she may have been sexually abused by him or something.
Yeah.
And I mean, that would make anybody want to kill anybody. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah.
But that was weird. That EVP, it said, I was a good daughter, reversed it, clear as day. I was raped.
How old was Lizzie when this happened?
I don't know how old she was really. I need to look that up.
Because I mean, if she was pretty young, I mean, you got to think like, how would she have been intelligent enough to do all these things?
Right. playing it out like that.
Yeah, I mean, even though she was acquitted, afterwards she was shunned from Falls River.
She was.
The next time she made headlines, she shoplifted in Rhode Island.
Right.
So that kind of tells you, like, man, I mean, someone who's a homicidal maniac like this,
Yeah, I don't
you think they would continue on? But then you got guys like the BTK killer who like killed all those people and then like would go 20 years in between.
not kill nobody.
Yeah.
Ain't that weird?
You know what I mean?
What's
Like-
up with that? Let me just have the urge to kill some people. 20 years later, I might kill somebody else.
Yeah, he was an idiot though. He got himself but I mean, well, I'm glad he got caught. That kind of sounded bad, but I'm just saying, like, he would have gotten away scot free if he hadn't been an idiot. So
That's true. But you know that I want you guys to look up the Lizzie Borden thing. If you guys like murder mystery, you may have heard about it. You may not have, but supposedly she's my family. No, I'm not a hatchet wielding psycho, but I have been known to have a little temper every now and then. Back in the day. Anyway, but Lizzie was a good chick when she came to the family reunion. I don't get it. No,
her potato salad was great.
great. You know, I did feel a little lethargic after I ate it. I didn't know, but you know, they did say that she was trying to buy a what was known as some type of poison, like the day before the murder.
The day before.
Yeah.
I seen that.
Yeah, the pharmacy wouldn't sell it to her, remember? Mm-hmm. They would not sell that to her, so what was she doing with that? I think there was more, it wasn't just her. I think John Morris had a huge part in it, and maybe because she was going to be left a great inheritance from her dad.
I wonder when these facts came out, because
That's
these
true.
communities were really tight-knit, and then when
Very.
she was acquitted, she was shunned.
Yeah. Like
So what if the pharmacist just said
True.
later on, like, yeah, hey, the day before she was trying to buy poison,
Just running his
just to
mouth.
make it seem like
trying to act hard or something.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to act hard or something.
bubble up in Falls River.
About to rub and falls rude. I'm talking about my family like that, bro. Kick his door in. No, I'm
Big
kidding.
bodies falling from everywhere.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. You know, there's a bunch of other facts too you guys can look up, but that's just a little fun murder mystery I wanted to bring to you guys. And you know, because she's my family, I had to bring her up. You know what I
Hit
mean?
up some of these snacks on the table. We got
some of them snacks,
got a
bro.
Reese's pumpkin right here, man.
How can you deny that?
Almost
It's been calling your
Halloween.
name.
Actually, Halloween begins August 1st for me, for those who don't. Actually, it's year-round, but officially starts August 1st for me.
That's right.
Halloween never ends, man, for me.
Hey, don't. I love Halloween, man. I do.
Y'all got any movies you want to check out? Some scary movies
Oh,
coming
wait,
out?
another new Halloween's coming out. Mm-hmm. One.
You know the
September
date?
14th? Was it?
October 15th.
15th, okay. Yeah, Nevaeh come down and told me that. I was out in the garage and she said, Dad, you know the new Halloween movie comes out? And I thought it was 14th or 15th or something.
You know, that whole timeline's extremely confusing for most people. So, you know, John Carpenter, he created the idea. He's the brainchild behind the whole Halloween series.
Yeah.
And I'm going to backtrack a little bit here. So, the Halloween series initially wasn't supposed to be around The Shape, which is Michael Myers. He was known as The Shape. The Halloween series was supposed to be somewhat like Goosebumps. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, like it was going to be a different topic, a different subject every time. Hence why Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, was something totally out in left field that had nothing
Way
to
out.
do with Michael Myers. But
That is weird.
It didn't have a good reception, though. So they backtracked. Halloween 4 comes out. It's about Michael Myers. It's about The Shape again, right?
Right.
So when the 2018 one came out, okay, we had all these different directors come out over the years. You know, you had Rob Zombie did his own take on it for a couple movies. You know, you had those ones in the 90s that were just absolutely horrible. Halloween H2O,
Right.
horrible. I mean, I love Halloween. I watch them right now, but they're not great.
Right.
When he come back out with them again in 2018, he said that anything after the original 1978 Halloween movie never happened in the timeline. He
So
said
he said hell with y'all's movies.
yeah. Well, I mean, it was even his because
Oh, yeah.
he filmed Halloween too.
That's right.
So what he's saying is Halloween 1, 1978.
Yeah.
Then it goes to Halloween 2018,
Where he was called and put in the.
where he had been in Smiths Grove Sanatorium for the last like 40 years.
Yeah.
And then it's going to go Halloween Kills, which is the one that's coming out October 15th.
pumped.
Everybody go check it out. It's going to be legit.
Got to be legit.
The Boogeyman's back.
He's back.
And then I believe next year they're supposed to release Halloween Ends, and that's supposed to be the end, which we know he'll be back again. But
He will be back.
that's supposed to be the legitimate end. I love it because John Carpenter's back on deck. Like,
Definitely.
I wasn't a fan. I appreciate the Rob Zombie
Yeah,
takes
I was
on
going to
it,
mention that.
but you know,
He was
we
a
all-
beast.
He was
He was a beast in
He was a
that.
beast.
Son.
He was legit. He was real. He was
Yeah,
a real man. He
um,
he wasn't this spiritual being.
Right. Do you feel other than John Carpenter's that Rob Zombies was the best of them? Do you feel that way?
Oh yeah.
Definitely. That's what I felt too.
Yeah.
The storyline was pretty good.
I mean, it was a good take.
Rob Zombie's a
It was
beast.
a real take. You know, it kind of showed him as a child, like
Yeah, it followed his life.
this is why he is the way he is, and like in the
I like
in
that.
the legit first one, he just goes nuts as a normal child.
Yeah.
Looks like he's living a normal suburban life. He's just a psycho and kills his sister.
Yeah.
His parents come home and he's standing there with a bloody knife. Like, what happened?
What happened to you?
You know?
It was kind of jumpy, wasn't it?
And, my favorite's the Friday the 13th series, hands down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Friday the 13th.
Killed
Jason
it.
Voorhees, my boy. But right now they got a lot of legal battles going on.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, hence why they've not released a movie in a long time. But
Really?
yeah, I'm really hoping they get that figured out soon. There's
Didn't
a
hear
lot
about
of
that, bro.
awesome fan made ones coming out right now.
Oh yeah, we see some on YouTube.
Great. I mean, shout out to all those people out there still making movies
Yep.
for the Friday 13th series.
You know, I wonder, do they get paid off that? Because they get some views, man. So can't they? Isn't it like a copyright issue?
they're making money. You know, it's basically just you know, people.
It's like a parody. Is that what they're called?
Well, I don't even know what you would.
I don't know how you would label that.
It's not like it's almost like a tribute too, in a way. It's like, hey, we love the series so much. This is like our own.
Yeah, but I didn't know if they could get paid from that, like monetize it or not. Because
because of the name.
right?
See, I don't know about that, but see, you notice that none of the titles actually used the name
Yeah, but what about is the
or the title name.
imagery of him copywritten?
See, and the Camp Crystal Lake and all that. Like, you know
how
what
they
I mean?
do that? How they get by with that?
I don't know, man. I don't know how
Maybe they
get
can't monetize.
Yeah, I don't know how they get the royalties to do that, but
Right.
But they're making some money because I seen one in particular here recently where you could purchase like a DVD version, a digital download version. They had like this really neat looking box.
Yeah.
And it played some type of, because I haven't got to see it yet, but it played some part in the movie. I don't know if it had maybe Jason's clothing or
Well, that's cool.
or
isn't it?
whatever it was, but it was like it was themed. It was dressed up. It was like an artist had created it.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, dude, that's dope, you know. But they're making some money off this.
I mean, that's good. I hope they do. But you know how Hollywood is. With
Yeah,
that
I mean,
stuff.
you know, we would love to. We
Definitely love
actually
to.
had planned. I don't know, for those of us, for those who know us personally, Garrett and I wanted to film. We've had so many crazy ideas,
Oh, so many.
but it's just hard to get people to.
Hollywood pick us up.
Yeah, for real.
We'll make a whole new series. You know what I'm saying?
I've got scripts right now that makes me want to cry when I read them because they're so good, and I'm like,
Yeah,
man, I
man.
want people to see this stuff, man.
We're going to have to do something with it. In the
I want
future.
people to see
We
this.
got to.
We
Gotta
do.
do something with it. Why not? We got all the tools to create it. Why not just do
I
it?
know Losey's on board.
The problem is though, me and Cory, the problem with me and Cory, not knocking nobody in McCreary County, but it was hard to get people to cooperate with what we was trying to do, to really draw them in to give a hand, you know. And we just wanted to showcase the talent and the beautiful places in McCreary County. It's like when we put that out there, we didn't get very many responses. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we understand. You know, people's got their own lives going on, and we don't have the money to pay people.
Right.
But you know, it'd just be cool. You know,
Come together on a project.
I'm trying not to beat a dead horse because, you know, we release PSAs to people like, hey, we need some help, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just difficult to get people to jump in. We figured, you know, we throw people's names in the credits, you know, and
Yeah, definitely.
just kind of do something cool. Like, come be in a movie. You
Why
know?
not? It's fun.
Yeah, get to dress up, have a little bit of fun,
You know,
act a little bit.
We did the run part 2. You guys can look it up on YouTube. It's like Under the Moonshiners Run Part 1, I think's what it is. Well, we had Part 2.
No, we just had part 1.
Part 1, but Part 2 is what you had the script written for most of it. It was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it was really in depth. I'm talking like, I'm telling you guys, if we could film this the way we wanted to and that it deserves, I'm telling you.
It'll blow y'all's mind.
Yeah. Especially if we could go back and redo part 1 with it as well. This is an idea. It would remind you of Lawless.
It would. Very, very, very well would.
For those of you who like Lawless,
It was
hey,
it was
I'm
a
telling
play
you.
on that. Yeah, it was. But we had our own style to it.
We did, definitely.
But yeah, so movies, man. We love movies. Horror movies. We like document. I don't know what kind of movies y'all like to watch, but we're gonna throw some movies out there for y'all to check out sometime too. Like, so y'all go check out the new Halloween. If you ain't seen 2018 Halloween, it was amazing.
If you haven't seen the original 1978 version, where
Definitely
you
gotta
been?
check it. Where you been at?
For real. Maybe you just don't like horror movies. I don't know. But
don't know what's
it's
up with
spooky
you.
season. You better get on board.
Yeah, it's coming on, man. Can't wait for it.
Hey, I already see Christmas trees out and stuff, man. We're moving right along.
Yeah, for real.
So eventually we're gonna start throwing out some holiday themed movies for y'all. So just hang
Yeah.
in, just hang in there for those of
Yeah,
y'all that
there we
ain't
go.
horror fans. Just hang in there.
Hang in there. Hang in there. Get the life raft out. You just wait for it, you know. But hopefully, you know, a lot of theaters still ain't open either because of COVID.
I noticed that.
And I'm worried about, with all these numbers jumping with COVID, not to bring that bull crap up again, but I mean, it's a big part of life right now.
Yeah.
We've had to tailor around it, but you know, like the one where I'm at in 09 of Tennessee, it's not open yet.
Yeah.
They've been renovating it, looks like. So
You know what's crazy though is like how haunted houses and stuff were wide open.
it was.
You know what I mean? And hey, I'm all about it.
I'm all about it.
I'm all about it. But what I'm saying is like, you know, I can't go to a movie theater and just sit down and watch a movie beside somebody. But y'all can be right up in my face. We can touch each other. We can do all this and that in a haunted house.
Yep.
Speaking of haunted house, I'm going to touch on something.
What's up?
How do y'all feel about like McCamey Manor?
You know, I've heard about this place, and I heard it's actually a legitimately haunted place. Did you hear about the history?
No, I did not.
Somebody told me, now I don't know how factual this is, but somebody was telling me in here when I was tattooing that there was actually a killing at that actual location years ago.
Okay.
Maybe like a serial killer. Hell, let's look that up. Let's see.
Let's look that. Have you heard about Losey?
I haven't heard about it.
It's in Tennessee.
So this place is like, they list it as, what is it? It's extreme horror or extreme something. But anyway, so you sign a waiver.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you have to get through it. I mean, it can take up to like 10, 12 hours to get through this thing.
That's crazy.
And they can do whatever they want to you. There's people come out there with their hair cut. People got bones broken. People's had heart attacks. I don't know if they've died or not.
Wasn't there like a lawsuit against them? Recently?
Yeah, there's petitions online to get them shut down.
Yeah.
But you're signing these waivers, man. You know what I mean? It's America. You can do what you want. You sign that waiver.
I'm thinking of a different place, I think, bro.
This one's in Lawrence County, I think, Tennessee.
This is the one where they pull your teeth or anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
there's
Yeah,
multiple of
yeah.
them. But yeah, this one, the one in particular I'm talking about.
That's crazy. I don't know if I could do that. Is that the one you get money when you come through or something?
I don't
Let's see what
think
it
so.
says.
I know that you can buy your way in by donating pet food.
That's right.
Like an animal shelter.
Yeah, I was sorry, guys. I was confused on a different place.
This place may be haunted too.
Yeah, I mean, hell.
But you know, but the reason why I was bringing that up though was it's caught a lot of backlash because people are like, "Is this ethical? Is this shouldn't be allowed?" I'm like, dude, you're signing a petition. If I want to go out here and sign a petition to behind closed doors have somebody chop my head off,
That's my fucking ordeal.
Or not sign a petition. I'm sorry, but sign a.
I better
Watch your profanity.
I'm trying to cut the cussing out a little bit.
But but sign a waiver. I'm sorry. If I sign a waiver, hey.
So,
so
a waiting list for 27,000 people.
Is there?
I mean, that's what it's saying.
Dang, 27,000 people ready to be tortured, son. That's crazy. Crazy.
Absolutely.
I would like to go check it out, like as far as like watching maybe. I don't know if I'm trying to jump in. I remember Josh Gregory said he was all about it. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He's like, bro, let's go sign up for it. I'm like, bro, they can pull teeth and shit out. I ain't trying to.
Nah.
Like, I don't know if I can handle all that.
I mean, if they signed a waiver that I could swing on them when I wanted.
Let me tee off on your face real fast.
I'm not going to lay down unless somebody tie me up and all kinds of other junk or slap me in the face. Man, you're getting hit, dude.
That's crazy.
I'm just waiting one of these days to be going through one of these haunted houses and people get a little physical.
Oh, no.
Right.
I'm about it.
The abusers inside the manor are untrained sadists.
Dude, what?
Untrained
sadist.
So what's that mean? They can get real dangerous.
So, I bet if you retaliate in there's some fine print in those waivers. It's like if you retaliate and harm some of the actors or whatever you want to call them inside this haunted house, that you can be sued.
Is that what?
I would say.
Yeah.
Because what if it was just like me and you were just like, man, hey, our main goal is we're gonna sign these waivers. We're gonna go in and we're swinging on everything it moves.
Yo, we're wrecking everybody.
Yeah. Got to go through metal detectors and everything. It's making a machete.
Oh yeah.
Gun.
Well, if you took some of their weapons away and beat them with it.
This is crazy.
You and Josh Gregory rolling there.
We're in there. They're like, all right, you guys been here for 12 hours. Time to come out. Time's up. And they come in there. Everybody's dead. Besides us, we're just sitting there playing in their blood.
Somebody had a heart attack.
I'm jumping rope with some intestines. Like,
oh my God. I'm like juggling teeth. No. I'm like, it's not McCamey Manor anymore. It's our manor.
I wonder when you were going to join us
this summer. But yeah, man, that's crazy. That place is an extreme. I don't know how some guys I was tattooing last week, they brought the other place up that was supposed to be legitimately haunted. That maybe like a serial killer or something had actually owned that property and killed several people, and then they took it over and made a haunted house there. They've actually been to that one. They said it was really good, and it took like 2 or 3 hours to go through it.
Really?
So we need to go check it out maybe. It's in Tennessee. It's like an hour and a half away, they said.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Man, we got to hit up some places this year. I would love.
Me and Gregory killed it last year.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun.
We went to Nicholasville, checked out, what was that called?
What was that place called? Josh brought it up, but it was cool, man, because they had a laser tag haunted spot like zombies.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, Scaregrounds. If Scaregrounds is going on this year up in, where was that?
It was in Nicholasville.
Nicholasville. Y'all need to go check it out this year. We can give them a free plug.
Hit up some cookout right after that.
We did.
Stopped at a random gas station.
We did. Ate it. like we ate it right there in the gas station parking lot. Had a feast.
Like
Josh legitly had a feast.
It was cheap and good.
Like me and Kilby ordered some food. It was like $10 tops.
We got enough food to feed a grown ass man.
Yeah.
Gregory ate enough food to feed 3 grown ass men.
No shit. His was like $20 or $20-something.
It was for real.
Shout out Josh Gregory. Power lifter. Y'all might know him. You might not. He's our boy. And he's also doing strongman now. Hopefully we can get him on the podcast.
I was about to say that he's about to be better known as a strongman competitor.
He's about to kill it.
He's on the move.
He started. I feel like he started the whole weightlifting. I mean, it's happening in the county, but like when you go to strongman and powerlifting, so shout out.
He started out here.
Yeah,
that's why I tattooed trendsetter on the side of his head.
Yep.
We brought that up. I was like, bro, you're a trendsetter on that. You gotta give props where it's due. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Josh Gregory,
I would love to know his mentality on that, because see, prior to him getting in with that, everybody thought about bodybuilding. When you walked in the gym, it was all about vanity muscles, man. It was all about the biceps, the chest. Josh walked in, he was kind of about it, I think, in the beginning, as we all are.
Yeah.
But it didn't take long, and he was like, man, I want to see how strong I can get.
He was.
And then it's just been on ever since then.
Ever since then, it's been on. And hopefully, I'm trying to get him joined on a podcast. He's got a lot of stuff going on in life right now. He's training really hard. He is a local guy around here in McCreary County, and he was like ranked really high professionally in powerlifter, like of all time in his weight class. I think it was top 10. I know in the world. Yeah. Like that's nuts.
Yeah, we'll have to pull those numbers up, numbers up for you sometime.
Like hopefully, if you guys want to, we'll get him on a podcast. So let's put some pressure on Josh. He's kind of like a little more laid back guy. He ain't really all about the spotlight. He's just a real chill guy, man. And I look, because he's really intelligent guy too, man.
Very humble.
I hate when people think that weightlifters, we ain't got no brains or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like just because we listen to weights, we don't know what we're talking about.
Josh is a very soft-spoken dude,
Yep,
very
he's a
well-educated guy,
very intelligent,
very knowledgeable on different stuff, just like we are.
Extremely knowledgeable on weightlifting, obviously.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, like Losey said, I do feel he pioneered the trend of powerlifting here, and a lot of people didn't give him enough credit for that. Not that they should, but I'm saying, honestly, did you see anybody like powerlifting at all here?
Yeah. Who was going to competitions around here?
Nobody. I remember going to Josh's maybe second or third competition with him, and I spotted him. That's when he pulled 750 on deadlifts, and he was still getting into the groove of powerlifting and passed out.
Yeah.
And that dude was so dedicated, dude. When I caught him, pretty much, there's a video of it. I caught him, and all he was worried about when he came back to was, did I get it?
Yeah.
Did they give me the white lights, not the red light?
Strong-willed, man.
And I was like, nah, bro. And I thought Josh was going to break down when they said he didn't get that.
Yeah.
But, man, he pulled with everything he had in him, and he put it all on the line, dude. And it shows. Now look at him. Dedicated. He told me he's going to get up to like 350 pounds, bro.
Wow.
He's like 310 right now. 308.
And to give some perspective, sorry, he's about 6'3",
6'2", I think he said.
He's already a pretty big built dude.
Yep.
He's about he's going to look like Eddie Hall.
Definitely. That's what
Eddie Hall, same height and everything.
Yeah. And hopefully, hell, we're actually putting a podcast out of Josh right now, I guess, but we just speak whatever comes to our mind. I like giving props to people I think deserve it. If he wins this competition, I think it's in West Virginia somewhere.
Virginia or West Virginia?
Virginia or West Virginia. He told me if he wins this one for the strongman, then he will be at the Arnold if they have it this year.
In March.
Hopefully they do with the COVID. I don't know. But he told me, he said, bro, if I go, you're going.
When you go.
I said, yeah, if you win, bro, I'm going. I gotta go. So that'd be dope. Anyway, shout out Josh Gregory. We should have called his ass, got him on the phone because he's off tonight. Just put him on the spot. Like, you're on a podcast, Josh. What's up? But hopefully we can get him here to talk. But guys, we appreciate you guys joining our second one. And anything else y'all want to talk about?
Man, we covered a lot tonight. We hope that we're going to bring you guys some more variety. We try not to linger too much on each topic, but we're getting better for you guys.
We get better. It's just kind of like a freestyle deal. It's fun. It's just conversation. And the first one I thought went excellent to be a freestyle. We didn't have no kind of notes or nothing. And, hey, we just wanted to get a few notes out today to just touch on certain subjects. Well, we might save it for another one. I was going to talk about law of attraction. We're already at an hour and 13 minutes.
Yeah, we'll bring it to you on episode 3.
Episode 3, we'll talk about law of attraction. It just hit me. Tres. Unos, dos, tres.
We'll be back with y'all next week.
So once again, guys, we appreciate you guys joining in with us. And I think we're going to roll out on you guys. And hey, y'all have a good night and join in for episode 3 next week. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
signing off. We
Peace out.
Today is nothing short of
We have been given the scientific knowledge, the technical ability, and the materials to pursue the exploration of the universe.